So welcome to the very first coffee hour in the bistro. I tell you, this room is just such a great utility for us. Unfortunately, at some point we're going to have to shut this room down, but there's so many things we can do. And I hope you appreciate our ability to be flexible and change on the fly, because my podium are the height chairs. So if anyone needs a height chair, let me know. I will take this down. Okay, so it's a little different, so if you can't hear me or you can't see me, I'm going to try to move around as much as I can. Am I looking up?
No, for the volume up.
All right. So there's no speakers in the ceilings, we just have this speaker here. So the more we turn up, we're going to hurt the people in front. Is that better? Okay, so most of the speakers are just going to be us, so you should be able to hear us because I think Allison and I project pretty well. So I'm going to start with MVP of January. And for anyone who doesn't know, MVP is, we receive nominations in our mailboxes, and it's for somebody who really goes above and beyond and just kind of stands out. And I always say all of the employees at Foxrun are wonderful, they all do a great job, but you know, there's certain people that just really stick out, and they go above and beyond, and they go the extra mile consistently, and we need to recognize them. So I'd like to introduce to all of you Gary Newkirk. So this is Gary in his awesome shirt. I love that. So Gary is somebody I didn't know at first, but then I got to know over time, and the one thing before I read the nomination forms, Gary is somebody who does not stop moving. And I just remember one day, and I was, I think, talking with Lisa, and somebody was sitting on the ground wiping down the cabinets here. And it just goes to show you, he had some free time and realized something needed to be done, so he took it upon himself to do it. And that's kind of who he is. So I'm going to put my glasses down, or pick them up off the floor. See, he picked up my glasses for me. Round of applause for Gary. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so the first nomination form is from one of our cooks, Michael Hawk, and he said, all the time I've known Gary, I've seen what a hard worker he is. Ask him to do anything and he will do it, no questions asked. He has no downtime, he always finds something to do. He's friendly and can talk to anyone. He's also punctual and never calls in sick. Fun-loving and helpful, always looking to advance his skills. He shows caring and compassion to his fellow coworkers. This is from another one of our cooks, Will, and it's Gary always shows up on time, ready to work. He goes above and beyond on any and all projects. When someone needs a hand, Gary's the first one to help out. He is a model employee, and we're lucky to have him in the building. This is from our assistant director in dining, Aaron Stalinsky. Gary exemplifies what it means to be an outstanding employee and is truly deserving of MVP. He is consistently hardworking and dependable, always arriving on time and ready to give his best effort. Gary serves as a model employee and fully embraces and demonstrates our core values of responsibility, compassion, respect, integrity, and commitment in everything he does. It's his positive attitude, strong work ethic, and dedication to his role and his colleagues, and he's always making a meaningful impact to the team each day. We're grateful for Gary's continued commitment and high standards he sets for others to follow. This one's from Lisa Bernard. Gary is always willing to help out in the kitchen in any way he can. Gary always tries his best at the tasks he is given because he wants to see things done right. Gary always puts a smile on our faces. Now, normally we don't get this many nomination forms, so I think it's really meaningful, before I get to the last one, to just show you how important Gary is. And lastly, this is from our executive chef, Tasheen. No is never a word you will hear Gary say. He's always the first person to jump in and help. At any moment, you can walk in the kitchen and catch him on the ground scrubbing the floor, exactly the story I told. Cleaning the hard-to-reach areas and keeping our kitchen spotless. He is consistently thriving to learn more in the kitchen and become an all-around team player. He's always 30 minutes early and often the last one to leave. I don't think there's a better choice than Gary. So it's a little overwhelming, I'm sure, but just know that all of your coworkers just appreciate you so much. I appreciate you, and now all of our community members get to appreciate you as well. So Gary, thank you very much. Here's a couple gift cards for you, and of course the MVP form. So I guess lastly, Lisa, is there anything you wanted to add? I think the notes say it all, but. So thanks for what you do, Gary. Appreciate you. Just say thank you to everyone. Is there anything?
Morning. How's everybody doing this morning?
Yeah, we have limited time. Just want you to know that.
Well, first off, usually when I'm sitting on the floor, you usually catch me napping, but sometimes I get woken up. I just want to briefly say, when I first started this job, it was definitely something I needed, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to come. I thought I was just going to be a guy who was going to come in, wash dishes, and do my thing. But then one day I decided to peel some potatoes. Then next, I'm delivering foods up to your doors. So if you ever hear the routine of shaving a haircut 2 bits, that's me. Then I'll be up on the line once in a while, helping out my fellow co-workers, get some dishes ready, make sure everybody gets their meals in time, or I'm just back in the pit doing what I need to do, make sure everything is cleaned up and the place is nice and clean and looks nice for the next day. But I want to give an equal thank you to literally all my co-workers for believing in me, taking a risk and taking a chance for everything I do. But when I came in this job, I mean, I met Aaron back there, and when I first met him, I thought he asked me, what do I need to do for this job? And he asked me, the main question was, what are my intentions for the job? I told him exactly what I needed. I thought my speech, I thought what I needed to do, I thought my ambition and intentions were what was needed, but it turns out the reason why he hired me is because of the way I dress. Oh, I was looking sharp that day. But anyways, I want to say thank you to him. I want to say thank you to Willie, Lisa Bernard, Lisa Sanders, Chef Tasheen, Michael, my fellow dishwashers, servers, just everybody. I want to thank all you residents as well, whoever I say hello to when I'm delivering, or if I'm out here taking a nap on the floor, or if I'm behind the bar cleaning up, or just passing by. This award means a lot to me. It's not a Grammy or an Oscar, but it sure is nice. So, God bless you all. Be excellent to each other, and go Bills.
How do you not love Gary? Okay, next on our list, talk about snow removal a little bit and ask for patience. So it's been I'd say an unusually snowy December and now into January so far. And with our limited parking, there's certain priorities. And Matt doesn't know this yet, but I'm going to ask him to put out kind of a list of how it goes and give you all a memo. The priorities are to plow a path for emergency vehicles, then to plow so that vehicles can go from point A to point B. Parking spaces are not high on the list, but they are on the list. And it's not for every snowfall, but for significant snowfall events like we just had, we will get to cleaning up as much as we can. We've asked that if folks really need to get their car out, and you have to get to a doctor's appointment, give Pamela a call. I know I hear her responding right now, and she's telling everyone it's 24 hours. That is our standard for normal valet parking, but under snow emergencies, and we just have to communicate with Pamela and set something up for reception as well, just for what our priorities are and how we shovel and getting to all the entrances. So it's a big campus and not a whole lot of staff to do it. So the reason I'm telling you this is I just want you to be patient and just understand that not everyone is leaving at the same time. So if we are cleaning between your vehicles and brushing off your car, it's going to take a little bit of time because we need to get those entrances first. Any questions on snow removal? Okay. before we get into our construction presentation, I want to talk a little bit about Liesl and just give some brief thoughts on the project itself that I have. Number one, somebody had asked me the question, what is Liesl's role? And Allison will be introducing her in a second. And our goal wasn't to find somebody with a construction background or somebody who can go and talk to the architect and redesign something. Our goal is to have an excellent communicator, and that's what we have. Because the most important thing is to keep you in the loop and answer all of your questions. It's a 2-year project, and there's a lot of anxiety, and folks, I think minds can wander. What's happening here? No one's telling us anything. This is Liesl's role. We want her to be able to communicate all of that with you, but she's also keeping the communications open with the contractor and us as well. So she's been a valuable asset, and again, her job is number one, communication. So keep that in mind, and we'll be introducing her in a second. The other thing I want to talk about was the project itself. So all along, I've been viewing this project as just a 2-year thing, right? So we're going to be living in construction for 2 years. Everything's going to be down for 2 years. It's going to be really uncomfortable. But then it kind of hit me. It is, but it isn't. So this is a series of many projects. And when you have a series of many projects, they start and stop at different times. So the bistro is a good example. We're not doing construction in the bistro for the first 6 months of this project, but we will at some point. So it makes it easier for me to know that the entire campus isn't shut down for a full 2 years. And along the way, we're going to have little victories. So for example, the maintenance building, which started and is going to be done pretty quickly, that's going to be a small victory because that will be done in short order. The offices upstairs, we're going to be moving in April. Again, it's not a full 2 years, but part of the projects along the way, the Maloney Center will be done in April. We're going to have these little victories where things will be able to open up and you'll get something new along the way. So it's not going to be a full 2 years of complete torture, just a little bit of torture. So just a thought I wanted to share. Maybe makes it a little easier, at least it does in my mind. So with that, I'm going to hand the mic off now finally, and I'm going to have Allison step in.
Good morning, everybody. You might have noticed when you walked in today, and this was on your calendars as well, that your fellow community member, Barb Olant and Barb Finger, are at right at the table, right when you walk in to the bistro here, and they have registration forms for the Orchard Park Community Center. I know many of you have visited the community center or may be members currently, but this is something we're really trying to utilize more, especially with some of the loss of some of the spaces here at Fox Run. Matt in Fitness did his first outing this Tuesday to play pickleball, and although it was a small group, I think everyone had fun, and that's something we hope to continue to utilize. So they are here to help with registration today. They also have copies of the newsletter from the Senior Center. And what we're looking for you to do is not only register if you wish, but we also have little half sheets of paper. And we're kind of looking to see what interests you over there. You know, because we would like to utilize the transportation at Fox Run to bring folks over more frequently, but we want to know what you'd like to do there. So please, if you register, fill that out. Those can be given to Jackie or Chelsea in Creative Arts. Barb is not giving out the key tags today for the community center. That's something, when you actually go to the community center, they're going to have a little folder for all of us Fox Run community members, and they will hand you your key tag then. Does anyone have any questions about that? Barb, did I miss anything? Just to reiterate what Barb said is, again, please fill out that sheet of paper. We really are interested in what you would like to do there. I know the University Express, they're going to be listing in April the speakers. That's a really great asset and something we want to utilize more, so those start in May. But there's a lot of other things in there, and that newsletter comes every month. We always have a stack of those available right to the left of Pamela's desk. Any resident announcements this morning? Okay, and I know Bill briefly talked about Liesl and her role here, but I just want to say, you know, Liesl's been here only a few short weeks, but it feels like she's been here for months. She's really jumped in. I know she's made a lot of great connections with a lot of you already. She's been a wonderful asset to the management team here and keeping us up to date on a lot of the things going on, and really constantly thinking ahead of what's coming out. What do we have to communicate with you? So that this really is the missing piece we feel as a team that we were missing with this project. So I would like to introduce Liesl this morning, and she has a great construction update presentation for you.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Thank you so much for, again, just the warm welcome. It's been so lovely getting to know everyone. And I will still have open hours that we'll be able to talk about in the presentation here. This presentation is going to be up on Quilt. It'll be on the in-house channel 1390. So it will be accessible, but if anybody does want a copy of it printed, you can let me know that afterwards, and I can give you that as well. And all right, so let's dive on in. So, and this is a new format, of course. You know, this is, the construction, okay. What was that? So we'll manage that as we go. This is a new format, of course, being in this space. So I love feedback. I would love to hear what your thoughts are. If you can see the slides, if they, should have larger writing on them, if this is, works for you, if you can hear everybody okay, all that good stuff. So keep that in mind throughout. But one of the things I've heard is, why talk to Liesl? I'm a lovely conversationist, but really I'm here to be a resource for all of you. So to learn more about the construction project, it can be to discuss difficulties and concerns, of course. It can also be as an advocate for residents. So that's why I want your feedback, is because then I can take that and poke people or talk to people or explain, what those number one things are that I'm seeing across all of you. We're also going to take a look at those surveys that I sent out to you and some of the responses we received there. So thank you so much to everyone who sent those back in. And the last thing I wanted to note is that, while I'm here to do all of those things, it can also be fun. You can ask me if you're curious about something. We have some questions that I got from the construction committee that was just, what are in tool belts? So that's something that's going to be on a community question document that I'll be providing as well. So anything that comes to mind, I'm here for you. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of start out with a couple of slides to look at what we have done so far. So when I first started here, this is a picture up in the admin area upstairs. And you can see here, this is the exterior wall. And again, you'll be able to see this closer up. You'll be able to even see it on your TVs in your apartments, in your homes. And so this is the exterior wall. It was there when I got here. And now this is just as of the 13th, which was this week. And it has been completely framed out. And the offices are really coming together up there. It's incredible how quickly they've gotten this together, and I love being able to walk around and take pictures, which you will get access to as well. Have a few more pictures to look at, but it's been really incredible. Lehi's been wonderful with me, taking the time to answer questions, and always make time to walk around and get me some more info. This is in the dining room. Let's see here. So this was the Acorn room. And you can see, I kind of, just to give you an idea of where we're looking, this light is this light. So you can kind of see that this wall has been taken down. This wall here is the existing exterior wall. There's a green wall behind that you can see that's where it's going to be pushed out to. So I know there's been some concern about space, and I have to say, I was in that space just last week, and as they're closing it up to get it weather safe and everything. We were able to go look at it, and I was really surprised by how much space there is in there. So I think you'll be happily surprised. Yes.
In the dining room, as I peek in the window, there is great big piping.
Mm-hmm.
What's that going to be? Is it heating ducts piping?
So I know that they have been working on the HVAC, so that might be the piece that you're talking about, but I'd love to go over there with you afterwards and have you point it out to me, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
There's a lot more than just one piece.
Yeah, let's go take a look. I'd love to see, and I can get you a definitive answer when I'm looking at it. I want to make sure I know exactly what you're talking about. Thank you for that. I love it. And so let's see here. This is kind of just an idea to show you what you can come and talk to me about when I have those open hours in the bistro. I do have floor plans, so if you're interested in seeing how the new additions are going to connect to the current building, we can take a look at those. We can take a look at the new spaces that are going to be coming in, the fitness center or the library. And of course, these are just little pictures, but I have the actual printouts that we can look at. They're nice and large, the actual size, that they're looking at in the construction trailers. And we're also going to start some guided tours on Wednesdays. So in the afternoons, you'll be able to sign up. I've been talking with Jackie about how to get that out to you, the information. And basically, we'll be able to walk around the spaces in the commons here, and I'll be able to show you exactly where a new wall is going to be, where something might be removed, where a new entrance is going to be, where the marquee for this amazing theater is going to be. It's going to be really neat. So we can walk around and do that, and you'll see more information coming out about that. They'll start in February.
The shortcut from the commons area going to the apartments near the fitness room, when is that going to close?
So they are currently looking at, and so to preface, I want to say some of the feedback that I've heard is that you would like to know dates even if they're going to change. So what I'm going to tell you is it's set for around mid-February. And we're going to be sending out a memo to kind of give everybody that information, just in case someone wasn't here to hear me just say that.
Can you repeat her question, though? I don't know if
Oh, sorry. Yes, thank you.
You hear me?
So Sue asked about the cut through over by the fitness center that goes to the apartment building, and when that was going to be closed down. And so that's what we're talking about here. We're looking at mid-February. It won't be sooner than that, but we'll give you updates as we go. I know, it's just the nature of construction is that sometimes things are going to change, but I am going to, that's why I'm here, I want to do my best to get you that information as soon as I can. So I have some of the results from the construction survey that I sent out. I got about 50 responses, so thank you again. If you want to still send those in to me at any time, you're welcome to. We'll have other ways to kind of get that feedback as well coming out here soon. But so the first question was, what have you appreciated about construction so far? I had to sneak that one in there first. But a lot of people said work ethic, professional progress. It's been fun to walk around and see the progress happening right in front of you. So just a lot of really lovely things said about Lehigh, how sensitive they've been to the residents. Lots of really good information there. So that was lovely. Thank you for providing that information. It was great to be able to tell them as well. And then the top 3 concerns, of course, I think every single one said something about parking. And I know that this is also a concern that predated the construction. So this is something that was already top of mind. So of course, it's going to be the #1 concern that we have right now. And I can tell you, I know you've heard before, but there have been so many assessments done on the parking situation in our space. We are currently monitoring it as well. I have just a couple updates for you. Staff is no longer parking in the commons, and there have been 4 temporary parking spots added. And we expected some chaos when construction took over those lines there in the commons, and it did come to fruition. It was a little bit chaotic that week. But what I can tell you is it has begun to regulate. We're watching the cameras, we're checking to see how many spaces are available at different times of day, and so that has started to kind of figure, everybody's figuring out where their new spot is that they're gonna park. So I know I've had some people reach out to me with still concerns. Please continue to do that. Absolutely. Sue, yeah.
Can staff park in the North Arbor View parking lot that technically is for residents?
Sue, that is a great question. Thank you so much for asking. Sue asked if staff is allowed to park in the north lot. And what I can tell you is yes, with a little asterisk. It's a lot of the people, it's a handful of people that were only parking in the commons lot. So, a lot of the other folks that work here, nursing staff or maintenance staff, they already have designated lots where they're parking, where they're suggested parking. So you're not gonna see a huge influx. And generally speaking, on the cameras, there's anywhere from 10 to 15 open spots in the north lot. So it's not gonna be that many employees that are parking in there. So we should still see comfortable parking. I know that with the snow, it's kind of been amplified too. So I just want to keep talking about it. I want to continue this conversation. I want to hear from you. If you're still seeing issues in the north lot, in the commons, let me know, please.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to add to that. So once we closed down the commons area, well, for a while it was only folks in the admin office here could park in the commons. And then once we removed that, we kind of gravitated to other areas and the north was filling up. So I'd ask all the directors, no directors are allowed to park in the north lot. So we're in the alternate lot over on the other side of the campus, or we're going to be actually on the street itself by the patio homes if that fills up. So the folks parking in the north should only be just a handful, probably 5 or 6 people that are currently in the admin offices, and some of those are part-time and they're not here every day. Yes?
On a day like today, when it's very snowy, if there are some empty lots, as Fox Run Maintenance goes around to plow, they can plow those empty spots. Then when those of us go out and brush off our cars, we can move our cars to an empty spot. If all the spots are full, then it's an exercise of futility.
So Sue's point was, if there's an empty spot, and I know I talked to Matt yesterday at our ops meeting, he's going around and he's the one that's doing it. He's clearing those empty spots, which then gives us a place to park, or if you want to move your cars. Yes, if all the spots are full, you're not plowing those spaces, but then there's also not snow in those spaces because there's cars covering it. So I think there's different ways to look at it. We're doing the best we can. It's not a perfect science to be able to move this many cars and get all the snow out. That's where I started this meeting with, please be patient. Because over time, the hope is we're not going to have major events like this all season. It just happens to be so far. We're going to try to clean in between those spots as well.
Thank you very much for those questions. And I did want to say too that I know that snow removal had been a topic of conversation in some things where people were coming to chat with me too. So for this most recent snow, I did go out and look specifically at the north lot, and it had already been plowed in the spots that were empty as well. So I was so happy to see that, and that was awesome, Matt. Thank you so much for that. Yes.
Where I am?
Yeah. So the question was posed, where am I? Where do I exist during the day? So I have a computer that I do sit at occasionally in the space behind Pamela. But generally speaking, I have office hours on Mondays and Wednesdays in the bistro from 9 to 11. And then I will be doing those guided tours on Wednesdays, and it's really by appointment only for any time outside of that. So it's a quick call, or you can always come down and check in with Pamela, and she'll grab me. I am running to meetings for construction. I do sit in on all of those meetings. So if I'm not available, that's the only reason. Go ahead. I don't have a portable phone.
So if we call you, if you want.
Yes, you can leave a message, and I do have on my phone my email, however, and voicemails go to my email. So I will know that someone left me a voicemail, and then I can do that. Yeah, go ahead. Yes, it is actually on one of the slides here as well, but it is, let me make sure I'm saying the right thing here, 716, of course, 508 2135. And that was on, I can start putting that on more of the memos. I think it has been on most of the memos I've sent out so far, but I'll double check that and make sure. Yeah?
Can you send out memos earlier? I found that a number of us find the memo the day of and the event is passed.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. I thank you so much for bringing that up because I absolutely want to get things out to you as soon as possible. Concrete pouring is kind of an interesting beast because especially with the weather that we have outside right now, they kind of don't know super far in advance that that is going to be happening. So Iwana has been great. She's the field engineer for Lehigh, and she lets me know as soon as she knows for sure that that's what's going to be happening. But you know, as we see some nicer weather moving into, you know, I should probably know these things a little bit faster, but we're also going to talk about some new ways to communicate. So there's going to be maybe some better ways to get you that information a little bit faster. So thank you so much for bringing that up. We're going to hop right along here. So carts, I did want to talk about carts a little bit. I want to kind of put this into your noggins. You can kind of noodle about it and then check back in with me. Because I want to, I'm so wordy, there's so many slides, but we're going to make it through them all together, I promise. So does anyone have feedback on carts? What have you noticed? Where has it been most helpful for those carts to be located? Those are just some things that I'd like to hear back from y'all. I also did get some feedback about carts, and I was able to chat with Allison that we're going to have, I think, one or two new carts by the south entrance that are the larger ones that are a little bit easier to maneuver. So we're going to get those over there for you as well. But we can, you know, chat about this further. I'd love to hear from you about this.
Question in the back.
Oh, yes. Oh, say that again? Yes, so we've, the feedback that I received, oh, go ahead. Oh, near the Commons. Yes. Okay, so the question is about carts near the Commons as well. Right, okay, perfect. That is exactly what I'm looking for. So thank you so much for letting me know that. I can chat with Allison about that after the fact, and we can definitely follow up with you on that and maybe send out a memo about those as well. You know, if there's to talk about locations and where would be the best for, you know, whether it's in the Commons or that south door. Okay? Sorry, so the question was, you know, we're talking about the carts, and I had mentioned that we're going to have a couple new carts by the south entrance because there's been some maneuverability concerns with those other smaller carts. But then the other question that was posed was about carts near the Commons. And so being able to drop off your groceries, you're saying you bring your groceries into the front, right? Yeah, so so I hear you, and I thank you so much again for bringing that question. And yeah, Allison, we can meet about that and yeah, chat about that further, make sure that those are available for you. All right, so we are also going to chat very quickly here about the greenhouse. So I have definitely heard some frustration about the removal of the greenhouse. And what that means to me is that there needs to be more discussion about it. So what I wanted to kind of let you all know is why that decision was made. So the new Creative Arts Studio that's going to be in the wellness area where the admin offices are now, that space is going to be fantastic for arts and crafts. It's going to have a sink, very long tables for doing art projects. It'll have, it won't have a carpeted floor, so it's nice and easy for cleanup. So it's going to be really a dedicated space that's more for arts and crafts. That sort of left an unmet need of what the current creative arts room, the purposes it serves right now. So there will be a multi-purpose space upstairs that is going to be used for a variety of things. It'll be definitely, there will be board meetings held there. However, it is also for resident use. So it'll be used in much the same way that the current creative arts room is used now, where you will be able to have your resident committee meetings or resident gatherings. You know, you'll be able to use it in the same way that you use that space. So I wanted to just clarify that because I heard, you know, some thoughts that it was going to be specifically, you know, just one thing, but it will be a multi-purpose room that you'll also have access to, which is great. It's going to be a little bit larger, so you'll be able to have a little bit larger meetings in there. It's going to be really, really lovely. And yeah.
Is it one or the other, either a greenhouse or a meeting room upstairs?
Space upstairs. You know, there's the, I know that there have been a lot of conversations about the greenhouse, and yeah, in this case for right now, it is one or the other, especially because a lot of the funding is earmarked for the scope of this project, and it's monitored very, very closely by a third party that we have no control over, that it reports to the bondholder. Yeah.
So there's no alternative locations?
So right now, there is an ongoing discussion with the architect to see what, if anything, is possible. And that has been ongoing. That has been a conversation that is continuing. We can't guarantee anything at this time just because of those issues with the funding and, you know, just the space and all of that. But in the meantime, I did have a great conversation with Janet. And she really was able to give me a picture of what this experience has been like from the very start. And so I did want to say I have some more of her surveys up here. And so she would love them back tomorrow if you haven't seen one, if you'd like to grab one. She is accepting them until tomorrow. So we're looking forward to getting her feedback on that too. But then in the meantime, because of my conversation with Janet, something that she mentioned might be helpful is taking a look at the hose in the pool area. And so Matt and Bill and I went in there yesterday and we took a look at the hose, and we're kind of figuring out some solutions, some ideas for moving forward. And then we are also going to have a cart in the space that's going to make it a little bit easier to move the water pots, the water jugs, from the hose around to the plants. Go ahead, Sue.
Residents are putting plants in front of the emergency exit that goes out to the little patio. I moved 2 plants this morning.
Okay, so Sue just let us know that some residents are putting plants in front of the emergency exit, and she has moved them. Thank you very much, Sue, for doing that, and we can take a look at that as well. Yeah, thank you so much for letting me know. All right. So this is kind of interesting information we have on the survey. I asked how you would like to be communicated with. You can see the internal mailbox was the most requested, but then we actually had a lot more people that were open to quilt and to email than I think was initially expected. So I was really happy to see that, because I think those are ways that we can get information, more information out to you faster. So, and just to kind of give you an idea of the feedback that I'm seeing, specifically 7 residents let us know that they only receive notification through their internal mailbox. That was the only thing that was checked. I also had 3 residents request no more paper. So while we can't please everyone, I can tell you that I'm not getting rid of anything. You will still get your memos, I promise. However, I am going to communicate with you in some new ways. So we're going to put more information out onto Quilt. We're going to put more information out via email. And I'm also going to make some good use of that in-house channel 1390 on your TVs. So I'd love a show of hands real quick, and hopefully we can all wake up a little bit. So would you find these things helpful? Quilt 101. Show me hands. Wonderful. Okay. Fantastic. I love that. Go ahead.
When it's working, it's not helpful. What do you mean? Is it for class or for attending the?
Yeah. So I've had a couple of questions here. So the class would be to kind of help you learn how to use it a little bit better, learn how to get it onto your device, and I know that the program is a little bit glitchy sometimes too, so that will be included in the training to kind of know what to look for, to know if something is glitching a little bit. And yeah, that does happen sometimes with it for sure. And sometimes you can just close the app and then reopen it, and it'll work a little bit better for you. So I can show you how to do that too. Absolutely. So that was great. Thank you so much. And would you find an email help or email 101 class helpful? Show of
Who
hands.
do we give our email address to?
Me. I have a list. So if anyone would like to stop up and provide their email, or I can also put my email up on the screen, and you can just send me an email and say hi, and then I'll add you to the list. So that would be fantastic. And yeah, so now, show of hands again, I missed. Who would be interested in some email help, email 101, learning how to use it, how to get it onto your device, and so forth? Okay. A couple? Okay. All right. Fantastic. Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. And then another thing that was brought to my attention was potentially, let's see, neighborhood meetings. So it's become pretty clear that some people in the building are having different concerns than other people in other spaces. So would it be valuable to you to have some neighborhood meetings? Do you feel that would be valuable?
Define a neighborhood.
So, okay, thank you so much for the raised hands. So I got the question, define a neighborhood. So kind of the spaces that are being impacted. So, you know, the South Hall, we could do a range of apartment unit numbers or something like that to kind of keep it a smaller group, but still enough people where you feel comfortable coming and chatting, and then, you know, certain ideas can be shared by one, and maybe everybody has that concern but didn't necessarily want to speak up about it, you know? It's a good space for something like that. Okay, and then also large informational meetings like this one. I think the coffee hour is going to be a great space for this. Oh, do we have a question?
Will the architect who designed the kitchen be aware that we're getting smaller, not taller?
Will the architect be aware that you're getting smaller and not taller? Did I hear you correctly?
The cabinets.
Have space that no one can use.
Oh, the cabinetry is a little high? I see. Okay. That's really great feedback. That's wonderful. Thank you for that. I'm not sure, but I can find out some more information on that for you for sure. Thank you. So large informational meetings, I think this is going to be a great format. Moving forward, I'll be able to kind of give you some ideas and, you know, updates here. And then as we're sending out more information via Quilt, via email, you might be a little bit inundated with information here. So we'll kind of see if the need for larger meetings outside of coffee hour becomes a necessity. But please let me know if you think that that would be the case, if that would be helpful for you. So again, I do have this email list right up here for you to put your email on. So please definitely stop up and do that. Or you can just send me an email and I will add you to the list.
Does that show you the ones you have?
It does not, but that list was made a while ago, so we want to make sure that those are all accurate anyways. So I want to make sure that we're getting everybody's fresh email, the latest one that you have. Okay, great, thank you. Okay, so a little preview of the kind of things that we're going to have on the internal channel, the in-house channel 1390. We have the drone videos are up there now. Some feedback that I received is that it would be a good thing to have some voiceover on them so that you actually know what you're looking at. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then they'll be re-uploaded. I also received a list of questions from the resident committee construction. I'm sorry, the resident construction committee, and it was fantastic. So many great questions, ranging from what's the difference between concrete and cement, what is on a tool belt, like we talked about earlier. So many different things. So this document, I have it actually printed. It's 11 pages long, so I didn't print a ton of them, but I have one here that we can leave in community spaces for people to take a look at. It will also be available on Quilt. You can look at it on any device, and I can also email it to you. However you would like to receive that, just let me know. It's going to be a fun one. I did take some of the information from that document and put it into the slides here, so that we can also put it onto 1390. So you'll see slides going by about wheel loaders and Nick in the wheel loader. We have bulldozers, and I kind of went through and explained what they are and then how they're being used at Fox Run. Yes?
Go back to the prior subject. Will it be on YouTube also?
Yes. So which part on YouTube?
Whatever you're posting onto the local channel.
Yeah, so the videos specifically. Some of these slides are probably only going to be on the internal channel just because it's like PowerPoint slides. But the videos that I make are going to go onto the internal channel, which I have one to show you as well. So I'm going to go through these pretty quickly just because they are going to be available for you to read. Yes, your question.
Okay, 1390. I'm a Verizon customer.
Oh, dagnabbit.
Okay, so I have to see that,
Okay.
but I can get to YouTube.
Yes. Yep, you'll be able to see a lot of it on YouTube. I can also, we're going to have it on one of the TVs in the Commons here as well, I believe. That's the TV, yeah. So the internal channel is also up there.
Yep, by the mailboxes. Yep.
By the mailboxes. So you'll be able to see them there as well.
North Lounge. North
Lounge.
Oh, the North Lounge TV. Fantastic ideas. Oh, you guys are amazing. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Thank you so much. So we have some more just, informational sort of things, very fun. We will also have, my goal is to have longer form videos, which is only 1 or 2 minutes, but that is longer form in, YouTube language. So that one is going to be weekly, and then we'll do shorter videos, 15 to 30 seconds daily. So I'll have those up for you as well. And here is an example of just some of the most recent things that I've seen since I started. right, so that's just a little brief example of what some of those are going to look like. And then I have great news. This is one of my last slides. We're almost done. We're almost there. So my open hours are going to change just a little bit based on what I've seen the need has been. So I'm going to keep those Monday and Wednesday hours in the morning. So it'll be 9 to 11 that I'm in here. And you can come stop by. I'll have all the plans with me that I have printed already. If there's one specific that you're looking for, I can always get that printed as well. Wednesday and Friday afternoons are by appointment. And then Wednesdays I will be starting those guided tours. And yeah, I'll have a little bit more time to also take a look at those classes that we talked about, the Quilt 101, and then also email, getting everybody set up with that. So, all right. Thank you so much. Yes?
Based on that schedule, would the tours be Wednesday morning or afternoon?
Yeah, so we're thinking Wednesday afternoons. But if I find out that that is not what's best for y'all, we'll change it. Yeah. Yes?
Where you scan the property, and the pictures move along so you can see the construction areas. If you slow it down, I mean, by the time you pick up what's happening, the pictures run to the next one.
This was on Quilt, you said?
Yes.
So the question was about slowing down the transition of photos on Quilt, because it takes maybe a little bit, to read, you need a little more time. So we can take a look at that. I know Killian has been running me through Quilt and teaching me everything there is to know. So we can take a look at that too. I'll let you know what I'm able to find out. Yes?
Would you say your email address, please?
Sure, and I can put it back up on the screen here too. Oh, no, wrong direction. All right, so my email is lbanker, BANKER, at foxrunorchardpark.com. Oh yes, I do also have business cards. At the front desk. So if you need a business card, you can grab one from the front desk as well. And or when you see me bopping around, I will also make sure I have some on me that you can take some. Yes.
This meeting is being videotaped, correct?
Yes. Yes. The question was this meeting being videotaped? And I said yes.
And normally, I guess, it's available on our internal channel at like 2 o'clock, 2:30. My question is, why isn't everything on the channel available 24 hours a day?
Yeah. So just kind of continuing to roll. You're saying instead of just showing it once.
What if I can't watch it at 2 o'clock? Why can't I watch it at 9 p.m.?
Yeah, having it available another time. Absolutely, we can have it available multiple times. That's a great question. I love that idea. And I think, as we get more content out on that channel, I see in the probably further away future a time when we'll have too much content and then we have to take certain things down and put certain things back up. But right now, absolutely, we can do that. Yeah, that'd be great. I know we also do put them up on YouTube. I believe, yeah, so they are also available on YouTube, and that you can watch at any time. And I'm happy to help anyone that needs some assistance with YouTube as well. Did you have a follow-up question?
I just had a comment. Generally, in my experience living here, any communication has to get redundancy in it. But because there's a constant turnover in residents, even though the manager might say, well, we communicated here 2 months ago, you should know that. Well, I didn't live here 2 months ago. I'm happy to know that.
Right, the question was about redundancy in information, so being able to kind of tell y'all things multiple times. And just because, there's new people, maybe you weren't at a meeting, so forth and so on. So absolutely, that's a great point, and I love to repeat myself. So I will happily tell everyone all the information multiple times. However many times is helpful, and make sure that everybody knows as much as we possibly can.
Real quickly on YouTube, what should I put in YouTube to get all of this up without trying to search?
So I'm thinking maybe it would be helpful to have a link that I could share with you that you can just click and then it will take you directly to us. Great. Yes, perfect. Thank you so much. I can send that out. We do have a little bit of time here after the meeting. If anyone has additional questions and would like to stay and ask me questions, or Bill or Allison, we can stay around for a little bit here. I also have these community question documents if anyone would like to grab one to read. I have Janet's survey up here if anyone else would like to fill that out before they're due tomorrow. And of course the email list. And then just a reminder again about Barb in the back there to take a survey for the senior center. Yes, the community question document will also be available at the front desk. So that'll be there as well if you'd like to grab one from there. All right, yes, Sue.
Speaking for myself, and I think many residents, I want to commend you for what you have done as you have come in as a brand new employee, not knowing Fox Run, not knowing us, and how you have transitioned to give information to us and be so available. And also to commend the administrative staff. I think there were like 50 applications to get them narrowed down, pick out someone so good.
Thank you so much. That was very nice of you. Thank you.
She's one in 50.
Yep. All right, so if anybody has any other questions, feel free to pop up. Did you need the microphone? All right, then we are all set. Thank you so much. Yes, go Bills.